How big of a mess will you leave when you pass on? 10 important tasks you should handle now, so your family doesn't have to clean up the chaos later. Life tip: we will all eventually leave for home at some point. Let's be real, no one likes to talk about death. It's awkward, it's heavy, and it doesn't make great small talk. But you know what's even worse? Leaving behind a complete mess for your loved ones to sort out when you're gone. Imagine your family grieving, stressed out, and flipping through your junk drawer trying to find your will, or worse, realizing there isn't one. Whether you're 45 and healthy or 83 and feeling fine, the time to get your affairs in order is now. Think of it like cleaning the attic before it collapses. It's not fun, but it saves everyone a lot of pain and trouble later. And no, this isn't just about having a will, though that's definitely on the list. It's about being thoughtful, organized, and a little generous with your future absence. Here are 10 major things you should take care of before you go, so your family doesn't have to clean up a mess the size of a full-blown emotional and logistical hurricane. 1. Write a will, or better yet, consider a trust. Let's start with the obvious. If you don't have a will, the state decides who gets what. Spoiler alert, that rarely ends well. A will outlines who inherits your property, who handles your estate, and who takes care of minor children or dependents. But here's something most people don't realize. A will has to be probated, which means it gets reviewed in court before a judge. That can take months, sometimes longer, and become part of the public record. If you prefer to keep your affairs more private and streamline the process, you may want to consider a revocable living trust instead. A trust is a legal arrangement that can hold your assets and distribute them according to your wishes without going through probate. It keeps things private, generally moves faster, and can be customized to fit complex family situations. An estate attorney can set up a family trust, or if your problem is relatively straightforward, you can create one online through services like LegalZoom.com at a much lower cost. But whether you go the attorney route or do it yourself online, you'll still need to answer key questions. Who will serve as the trustee, the person managing the trust after you pass? If you have minor children, who would be their guardian? Who gets what and when? These aren't just legal questions, they're legacy decisions. And speaking of who handles everything, 2. Choose an executor. Doesn't have to be Cousin Bobby. Your executor, or successor trustee if you go the trust route, is the person who handles your estate after you're gone. That means paying bills, closing accounts, filing taxes, distributing assets, and generally managing the to-do list you left behind. Here's an often overlooked fact. Your executor doesn't have to be a relative. If you'd rather spare your family the burden, or don't have someone you fully trust or want to put in that role, you can appoint a professional fiduciary. Many banks and credit unions have a trust department that offers this service for a fee. They're objective, experienced, and know how to navigate the red tape without getting emotional about Uncle Larry's antique coin collection. 3. Organize your financial information. No, it shouldn't be in your sock drawer. Do you know how many people pass away with their loved ones having no clue where the bank accounts are? Leave a list on paper or in a secure digital location with details like bank accounts and credit cards, investment accounts, 401k, IRAs, stocks, life insurance policies, mortgage, car loans, or other debt. Utility and subscription services, passwords. Store these in a secure password manager or write them down in a sealed envelope. Your heirs shouldn't have to play financial detective. 4. Designate beneficiaries because wills don't cover everything. Some assets, like retirement accounts, life insurance policies, and bank accounts with payable on death designations, don't go through your will. They go directly to whoever is named as the beneficiary. So, who's listed? Your ex? Your mom who passed away a decade ago? Take 15 minutes to check and update every account that has a beneficiary field. 5. Prepare healthcare documents. Living will, healthcare proxy. What if you're alive but unable to make decisions? Who makes them for you? Create a living will. Your instructions for medical care in case you can't communicate. Healthcare proxy. The person you authorize to make medical decisions on your behalf. Without this, your loved ones could end up fighting over your care. Or worse, doctors might go against your wishes simply because they didn't know. 6. Plan your funeral, or at least leave instructions. You don't have to plan it down to the flowers and playlist unless you want to. But giving your loved ones some direction is a huge gift. Burial or cremation, religious service or backyard gathering, fancy casket or cardboard box. Also, how is it being paid for? Funeral costs can run between $7,000 and $15,000. Set up a fund, buy a burial insurance policy, or prepay if possible. Otherwise, your family may end up crowdfunding your send-off while trying to process their grief. 7. Declutter your stuff because no one wants to sort through 40 years of junk. We love our stuff. Books, clothes, papers, tools, VHS tapes of shows we don't even remember watching, but here's a hard truth. Someone else will have to deal with all of it when you're gone. Start now. Give away items with sentimental value while you're still around to share the stories. Toss the broken lamp you swear you're going to fix someday. Digitize your photos and label them. You don't have to be a minimalist, but aim for organized legacy instead of chaos. 8. Talk to your family. Yes, have that conversation. This might be the hardest part, but it's crucial. Don't let your passing be the first time your family learns about your end-of-life wishes, your assets, or your secrets. If you have specific expectations, explain them. If you foresee conflict, address it now. You don't have to hold a family summit unless you're into that, but one-on-one conversations go a long way in preventing confusion and heartbreak later. And by the way, humor helps. You can lighten the tone without avoiding the subject. 9. Make a digital estate plan because Google accounts don't close themselves. We live online more than ever, so don't forget your digital legacy. Make a plan for email accounts, social media. Facebook lets you name a legacy contact. Online subscriptions and services, Netflix, Spotify, Amazon. Digital assets, crypto wallets, digital photo storage, websites, blogs. Leave instructions on what you'd like deleted, archived, or passed on, and give someone access to it. Leave a letter. Your voice matters even when you're not here. Not everything has to be legal or financial. One of the most meaningful things you can leave behind is your words. Write a letter, or a series of them, for your loved ones. It can be serious, funny, reflective, or a mix of all three. Tell them what they meant to you. Share life lessons. Say the things you may not have gotten around to saying yet. This is the kind of legacy no bank account or insurance policy can replace. Final thoughts. Are you leaving peace or a puzzle? When you pass on, your loved ones will already be navigating one of the hardest moments of their lives. The question is, will you leave them peace of mind or a massive to-do list that feels like an emotional escape room with no exit? It's not about being morbid, it's about being kind. Planning now is a final act of love, and it says something powerful. I care enough about you not to leave you cleaning up my mess while trying to mourn me. So grab a notebook, make a list, call a lawyer, clean a drawer. It doesn't have to be perfect, just intentional. Because when your time comes, the best legacy you can leave is one that doesn't include chaos, confusion, or a surprise trip to probate court.